Very warm greetings to the learners. This is Dr. Meenakshi. As you remember from the previous session, we have started exploring how to prepare control chart for number of defects. And in the previous session, we learned how to construct the C chart to monitor and control the number of defects within the unit. So, in this session, we are going to have another problem for the same C chart. In the previous problem, we saw that there were no discarded sample points, and because there were no discarded sample points, so we couldn't prepare any revised C chart. So therefore, to have another problem in hand so that we can get some discarded sample points from the data, and then we'll be able to prepare a revised C chart. So I have taken a problem and I have prepared a line graph here. So first of all, I'll discuss the problem with you. In this problem, basically a textile company is observing some defects in its woven fabric. As a part of the overall quality improvement program, the company has decided to monitor the number of defects found in the woven fabric every day. The fabric produced each day is 1 meter wide and 60 meters in length. So for that purpose, the total number of defects in the woven fabric each day were counted for 35 days. So that means our sample will be 35, and because we are talking about the fabric that is produced each day in 1 wide meter and 60 meters in length, that means this 60 meters will be your small n value, right? Now the quality control inspector of the company needs to construct a control chart to check whether the process is under statistical control or not, and also computes the revised control limits if necessary. So in this problem, in this session, we will construct the control chart for the number of defects, that is the C chart for the data that is given in this table, right? Now as such, for this specific problem, I have already prepared this line graph. So for those who have missed the previous session, I'll very quickly give a recap with the help of the formulas that we use to prepare this line graph. Here, for calculating the value of the C bar, or the center line also, which we call, what we have to do, we have to take a ratio, that is, this is the ratio of the total number of defects divided by the total sample. So our total number of defects here was 168, and that was divided by the total number of sample, that is the 35 value, the K value, right? So basically C bar is the ratio of 168, the total number of the defects, upon 35, right? And we'll put a dollar sign to make the uniformity in the sample. For the upper control limit, we use the formula of C bar plus 3 square root of C bar. That means the upper control limit basically is the sum of the C bar and the 3 times square root of the C bar value. And for the lower control limit, the formula is C bar minus 3 square root of C bar, right? So to make the uniformity for the formula for the whole sample, we put a dollar sign every time we used it, and selected the 3, dragged them down for the whole sample, and we finally reached to calculate, to prepare the line graph, construction of this line graph of C chart. And for that we selected insert, we went to the line graph after selecting the 4 values, and this way we found this line graph. Now you can see from this line graph, the upper control limit has been crossed by 2 points. These 2 points, point number 11 and point number 23. And in the lower control limit, you can see it is in negative, and because it is in negative, it is lying below the excess value. So we have learned in the previous session, whenever the lower control limit is in negative, we have to replace it with 0. So for all the values, we will replace it with 0, and the moment you change the value of the lower control limit, the graph will look like this. So first step here, for the preparation of a revised C chart, what we need to do, we need to find out the 2 points, or the points which are crossing the control limits. Here we have 2 points, point 11 and point 23. The first thing is that we have to highlight these 2 points. Okay, so point number 23. So I'll just highlight these 2 points very quickly. After this, what we have to do, I'll just write down. small d value. What is the small d? It is 2. Why? Because small d is the number of discarded samples. This discarded sample means those sample points which are crossing the precise given control limits, right? So here we have 2 values, so that's why the value of d is 2. Now here I am going to write or pair a new c bar value or new central line. So c bar new. Okay, and for that purpose what we need to do for c bar new, the formula is, it is basically first of all we have to take the total sum of number of defects, right? So what was the total? 168 minus the number of discarded number of defects here which lie in that, but we have 2, so we have to take the sum of these 2 points first, and then we have to subtract it from the given total number or sum of the number of defects, right? And that will be divided by k, that is the total sample, minus the discarded values or the discarded sample points, right? So this is your new c bar value. As you can see, it is 4.3. The previous value was 4.8. Okay, after finding out the c bar value, before moving ahead, I'll put the $ here so that the uniformity in the values for rest of the sample can be established. Okay, after finding out the c bar value, c bar new value, we have to find out the upper control limit new and lower control limit new. Okay, for upper control limit, the formula that we used here will remain same, but the value of c bar will be changed. Here we'll be using the new value of the c bar. So it is c bar new plus 3 into square root of c bar new value. That's it. And your lower control limit, the value here will be again c bar new minus 3 into square root of c bar new value. So this way we were able to find out the new values for the upper control and the lower control limits. Okay, I'll just put a $ again here. And for the lower control limit also, just to make the uniformity in the sample, rest of the sample, we need to do this exercise. It just takes less than a minute, but it solves lots of problem which we can create if we try to write the values for each sample point. Okay, so now you can see we are able to establish revised control limits. So I'll just insert here one more line and I'll write here the revised control limits. Okay, so now because we have found the revised control limits, we have to prepare a line graph, and for that purpose I'll select these values which we just found out. Okay, I'll copy them. I'm not going to delete the highlighted points from here, and you know why, because that will disturb the rest of the sample and rest of the calculation. So it's better we copy it here, and after that just selecting the points which were the discarded points and delete. That's it. And after that just have a look of this line graph first. Okay, now selecting again these 4 values and insert line graph. So now you can see from this line graph, I'll just remove the grid lines for a better view, or if you want, I can drag this line graph here and you can have a clear comparison between the two graphs. We can take it down here. Okay. It will be better. Okay. Just a moment. It's a bit tricky to move a line. This graph. Alright. Now you can see the two graphs are in front of you. The first graph represents the points where basically what happened, we found the 2 points which were out of control, and in this graph you can see there is not a single point which is crossing. One more thing we can do here in this graph, and what could be that, we can actually help out with this thing, the lower control limit, right? As such, also in this case the lower control limit value is in negative, and negative values we know are not accepted. We need to replace them with 0. So what we'll do, we'll just change the values. As you saw, I just changed the values. Negative values are not acceptable, so we change them with the help of this 0. Okay, so now you can see there are two values given over here, right? So because in the previous graph, the control chart, the number of defects in that fabric indicated that the process is not under statistical control, and there were some assignable causes present in the process which were creating these discarded sample points. Now the sample corresponding to the 11th and the 23rd day value, we can say, are outside the upper control limit. So to bring that process under statistical control, it was very important to investigate that causes because of which this was happening, and to take in corrective action to eliminate these 2 points basically. So we eliminated those out of control samples 11 and 23, and we prepared a new line graph with the help of revised control limits, right? And because of those revised control limits, we were able to obtain this line graph in which there is not a single point which is basically crossing the upper control or the lower control limits, right? So from this revised C chart, we can observe that there is no point lying outside the control limits, and finally it indicates that the process is under statistical control with respect to the number of defects that have been given in the problem. So I hope now the concept of construction of revised C chart has been clear to you, but still if you have any query, if you have doubts, feel free to write in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe the channel so that you can be sharing, you can be accessing all the learn information that we are going to explore all together here in this series. So I hope everything is clear to you and you have enjoyed the session. Have a good time and have a good learning experience.